What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be putting some spacers on my grandpa's truck because
his tires are rim size 17s
and the tires I'm giving him for free
are rim size 16s.
So if you're trying to put some 16-inch rims on your GMT800s after 2002, so these would be like, 99 to 02 rims from a GMT800 to a 2003 to 2007 rim sizes. At least that's what they came with in 2003 to 2007. The problem is your caliper will actually rub right here. It'll rub this out on your 16s. So what you need to do is grab some 1.5 inch or more spacers. Here's the product information. And if yours didn't come with Loctite, be sure to get some. First things first, you're gonna need a 4-way and you're gonna have to take off these hubcaps. For this style of hubcap, you actually need to crack these loose, just kind of like a tire. And then once these spin, they'll release from the lug nut that they're screwed onto and then just kind of flop around like that. So with this hubcap off, I actually like to leave it around because that's where I set all my lug nuts while I'm doing the rest of my work. They are notorious for rolling down the hill. But up next, we're gonna have to crack all of these loose before we jack it up. Otherwise, if we jack it up and try to take them off, that wheel will just spin. So now that we got those loose, we're gonna jack this up. I like to use this point right here on the frame, but some people will actually go right up underneath the control arm. One more thing before you totally jack this guy up, make sure you have the back wheels at least chalked somehow and the parking brake on. All right, now that we've got our lug nuts off, go ahead and throw them somewhere you're not gonna lose them. And then you can take this tire off. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just like that. Bam. All right, now you're gonna want to head and clean all of this gunk up. Take a wire brush or whatever you got and just make it clean. All right, now we got our new spacer ready to go. We're gonna pop these guys off of here. And after all those are done, we'll set those to the side so we can start putting our Loctite on our hub studs. Go ahead and throw a couple dabs of Loctite on here, just like that. Just make sure that all of your studs have Loctite on them. So if you're all by yourself like me and you need somebody to hold this tight while you torque these down, you can use your jack handle, and whichever direction you're going to be turning it, you want that bottom arm to be on that side. I've already put my tire on, but once you've got those torqued down, you're good to throw your tire on. The torque specs vary from part to part. So if you got 2-inch spacers from a different brand, most likely has a different torque spec. So make sure you're actually looking at the directions when you buy these. So if you're wondering how to leave the tire off the ground and still be able to get this snug so it pulls on your bore a little bit, you're gonna need to chalk this tire up unless you have a strong friend. I just put a rock right here and that keeps my tire from moving as I try to torque it down. Then you're gonna wanna crack your jack bleeder just a bit so that you can get your tire totally on the ground while still having it take the load of the vehicle off, because you need to retorque these once they're on the ground. Now you're just going to want to do the same thing on all 3 other tires. I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks freaking awesome. Plus, it's not too extra that my grandpa's going to think, wow, I look like a high schooler driving this truck. What do you think, Grandpa?
Right.
You like it?
Yeah.
No more flat tires.
Good.